Hello and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons, Planescape, Torment. When we last left off, we were doing a lot of things wrong.
I'm gone.
So I think we're going to try this once again. I'm going to try to help the corpse balance. And that drops him but gives us an arm. We want to examine the stitches and cut the stitches with the scalpel. Seems you have 2 designations. And we're going to want to go and grab some embalming fluid. Got that. Got that. And there is this thing here. It's locked, but
Forced it.
we can open it up. Okay. Next, I think what we want to do is first off, go talk to her. Let's watch her. Study the motion of her hands.
Updated my journal.
As you study the motion of Elvine's hands, you feel a prickling along your scalp, and then suddenly you find your vision swimming, blurring until you are standing in front of a freshly stained corpse. Rigor mortis making a mockery of a smile. The number 42 has been stitched onto its scalp. A zombie lies on a slab, and you have finished stitching up its chest. You have placed something inside, something that may prove useful if you come this way again. Keep these things safe and wait for my return. The memory of your voice is an echo, strange and hollow to your ears. You cross your arms in front of your chest, and to your surprise, the corpse does too. After a moment, its hand falls back to its sides. As it does, the vision fades until you're watching Elvine's hands make their stitching motions once again. You have regained a memory. Memories can give you an additional experience point skills and may even lead you to gaining something of value later on. Okay. Well, we want to tap her to get her attention and give her the thread and embalming.
Updated my journal.
I'm missing a beat. Elvine snaps the thread from your hands and hooks around her talons. Blah, 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 blah. Wait. Keep playing zombie. Keep playing zombie. Wait. Let her work.
Updated my journal.
And let her work. Leave. Okay. So we did gain a missing journal. Strange memory. I recall performing a similar operation on a corpse long ago, except I think I placed something inside the chest rather than taking something out. Feel whatever I put in there was to retrieve it later. In memory, I crossed my arms. The corpse itself crossed its arms while it had number 42 on its scalp. Okay. Let's go and look for zombie with 42 on his forehead. Nope. Not sure if I remember seeing one down here. Otherwise, I would have made a comment about life, the universe, and everything. Also, let's put that there. Put the embalming fluid there. Let's have Mort carry those things. And copper earring looks ancient. Oddly enough, there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means to actually attaching it to your ear. A series of strange grooves have been carved on the inside of the earring, however, which might merit a closer examination. If you're ever capable of examining an object further, performing an action on the object outside of the world, a use button will appear in the blah blah. So let's use. Copper earring looks extremely old, though it looks like it's meant to be worn. There doesn't seem to be a hook or any means of attaching it to your ear. There's serious strange grooves on the inside of the earring. Let's examine the grooves. Grooves are evenly spaced on the inside of the earring. Upon closer examination, they remind you of small fangs. They were definitely man-made, but you can't figure out what they were intended for. Okay, we're just not smart enough for that. That's fine. Corpse there. Okay, we can't go down. We can go up, though.
Done.
Skeleton number is 748. Corn number chiseled above his brows. Its teeth appear to be false and made of reddish-brown stone. They're clearly not valuable, however, as caretakers would otherwise remove them. Have to ask, why the smock? I mean, it's not like you have anything to be modest about. Skeletons make no reply. Great talking to you, Bones. Stay healthy. I wonder if this Greybeard would mind if I borrow his body. Greybeard? Greybeard, you know, geezer, old fellow, young yellow dog, old. Well, I don't think that he's in any position to object. Why not take his body? Mort studies the skeleton for a moment, then shakes his head. Nah, I'd need a fresher one than this, and something with a little more dignity. This one's all creaky and fractured. Alright then, let's go. If you make fun of Mort, you gain chaotic points, and I don't want that. Now, in order to not raise alarms, it's not that I don't need to be not seen. I just need to make sure people don't talk to me. Okay, nothing's in there. Pry bar, that'll be useful. That's locked. Well, we've got a lockpick now. Pry bar. Dink. Clot charms and copper commons, which is the currency in this game. Heals 9 hit points, gives resistance to slashing and piercing. Clot charm stimulates users' blood into clotting and scabbing over existing wounds, healing any minor damage. Following the charm's effect, the player's blood becomes more aware of new wounds that occur, especially against any attacks that draw blood. The charm individual becomes more resistant to slashing and piercing. Note written on a scrap of dry parchment. Contract necromancer for raising contractual worker 42. Yeah, 42 again. Nobody's examined the skeleton before. Okay, a skeleton. But I'm certain the initial raising of the body has been warped. The worker still responds to commands, but it has been complete. When it's been completed a task, it resumes pacing in the same circular pattern as it did before. Dahl recently informed me that Worker 42 exhibited that same walking pattern when it was a zombie decades ago. Maybe a soul echo in the marrow of the skeleton's age may have caused the magic animating him to decay. One of the initiates suggested it may be following an order issued by a higher-ranking dustman in the past, but I found no records of such an order. Whatever the reason for its behavior, the matter is to be resolved or the worker replaced. Interesting. Okay. First off, I think I want to save over this. Yes. Because I'm now in a place where I am not constantly under attack, which is nice. I'm gonna run here, grab the key, run over here, and get inside. Okay. Over here, we've got a hammer. Now, if you're wondering how I know where pretty much all of this stuff is, I'm not, just looking at a walkthrough. In this case, it's because I discovered pretty much everyone was trying to fight me when I finished the next couple of videos. And I was like, well, that's not what I want. So let's see here. I'd like the contractor workers to be inspected thrice daily at the end of each work shift when new initiates come on duty. We have experienced too many contracted collapses while engaged in heavy labor as of late. I fear the embalming enchantments initially used the corpses may be decaying or may have been warped somehow. The contracted workers could be inspected every 8 hours and raised if they have collapsed, then this would prevent the backlog of shells from the preparation rooms and free up more contracted workers for other duties. I do not wish the collapsed bodies to be disposed of. When possible, the original contracted shells should be raised and made to resume their duties. I have included spare embalming charms within the shelves of the initiates on duty. They are to be used only when the shells cannot be repaired with stitching, bandaging, or applications of embalming fluid. Rather dark and dismal, but then again, like, once you're dead, I don't think that's going to matter all that much. Dustman Embalming Charm, Lesser, invokes Embalming, Minor, 3 charges. Usable only on Nameless One and Mort. The strange metal bracelet has direction inscribed on it. Judging from the crude text, it appears the bracelet works by being held by a living creature. Then while pronouncing a mantra to the true death, it is touched to the forehead of the zombie or skeleton. When this is done, a minor enchantment held within the item spreads through the corpse, strengthening their bones, killing traces of corpse rot and or grave mold, and helping seal minor tears in the skin. This item will work either you or Mort. Simply place in your quick item slot and use it on the quick menu on Mort, or have Mort use it on you in order to gain the effect. When cast, target gains 2 to 8 temporary hit points, and all that stuff. Gonna throw this on our wrist here so that we have free space. More clot charms. Oh, that container's locked. Well, you know what we say about locks.
Forced it.
And copper commons, handful of copper commons. Bone charm. Old finger bone charm has been hollowed out and tiny symbols have been scratched on the surface. User must snap it in 2 to activate it. One snap, the bone charm temporarily strengthens the user's skeleton and acts as a ward against breaks or fractures. The charm gives the user an overall bonus to their armor class and additional resistance against crushing attacks. But remember, we were on the lookout for a crooked finger. And that seems to be exactly the kind of thing we have been on the lookout for. So I'm going to keep that here on hand. And continue passing all this stuff to Mort. I'm not sure where he's carrying it. He is just a skull. But that is neither here nor there. Skull. The back of the skull is caved in, forming an empty cavity. You notice someone has taken advantage of this, tucked a rolled up piece of parchment inside the skull. Take the skull, or parchment. Set the parchment out of the worker's skull. All in the looks like the skull cavity is intended to store messages. Tiny screen attached to the parchment from a hook bolted inside the skull, so keeping the parchment from accidentally falling out. Unhook the string, take the parchment. Unhook the string and glance at the parchment. Looks like a reminder for one of the mortuary custodians, judging from the note the skeleton seems to be a walking messenger of sort. As you take a second glance at the skeleton, you realize it's stopped in front of the slab because it can't figure out how to move past it. Examine the skeleton again. Great deal of action. 863. Let's leave the skeleton in peace. Also, let's run before this dustman gets close to us. And head down here. Some sort of message delivered in the mortuary when it's supposed to. This is the third and last request for the pry bar. It's been misplaced. Tell me, and I shall go to the hive and make a purchase order. Another. No objection to maintaining the contraction workers, but I've been trying to repair the skeletons, and the bolts are wedged in so tight I can't get them out. Also, some of the locks on the storage cabinets on the third floor have become stuck again due to the heat, and I need a pry bar to snap them open as well. The Pry bar is indeed lost. I will see about procuring the service of a locksmith, and will have having the cabinet locks replaced. Your aid in this matter would be appreciated. An unreadable signature is scrawled beneath the message. Well, we know where the pry bar is. In our hand. Okay. Now that we are free for a moment, I'm going to see what we need to do next. 1 second. Okay. I think I discovered what I need to do.
All right.
First, we're going to head back up. And I think the less people involved, the better. Okay, you're gonna start coming after me. That's fine. Aha, this is someone I want to talk to. Skeleton turns to face you. 42 has been chiseled into its forehead, and a number of its bones, mostly the jaws and the joints, have been bound with leather straps. A black smock is draped over its body. I think this is a corpse I have a memory about. Sound of your voice, Skeleton suddenly straightens up. It crosses its arm over its chest, its fingers hook into its rib cage. Let's cross our arms over our chest. In response, Skeleton drops its arms to its sides. The leather cord securing the skeleton's torso snaps. The rib cage folds outward like a pair of double doors. Well, let's take a look around. You're surprised your hand vanishes when you reach inside the rib cage. You have a strange feeling it's somewhere else. As you reach inside the rib cage, your hand bumps into an invisible object. It's about the size of a fist and seems to be attached to the skeleton's spine. Well, let's take it. Pull the item out, the skeleton suddenly disintegrates and the iron bolts securing the joints clatter. Whatever this item was seemed to have been the only thing holding it together. Well, what is it? A unremarkable lump of iron. Can't imagine why someone would hide in the ribcage of the skeleton. As you place both your hands on the lump of iron to examine it, there's a hiss and the metal evaporates, leaving behind a strange dagger, handful of coins wrapped in a dirty cloth, and 2 bloody teardrops. These look like they were inside the lump of iron. Well, let's take it. And hey, a club. Let's sprint past. Choose it, Mort. It's the cops. Green steel knife. 1 to 4 piercing. Not usable by priests. Razor-sharp knife has been forged out of the flame Victorian green steel, found only in wastelands of it. Avernus of particular green ore can be tempered into a metal much lighter than normal steel. In addition, the green steel weapons tend to retain their remarkably fine edges and are capable of dealing out more damage than their standard counterparts. Well, we're going to keep that in our inventory. We also have, the hammer, which is a 2-handed weapon. I'm going to do some inventory cleanup here. Torn tapestry of someone's robes. Okay, so with that, we are going to save again. Oh, actually no. Didn't mean to do that.
All right.
Let's actually head down here. Open up this door. There's stuff on the ground. More rags and more bandages. Oh, these are cleaning rags versus rags. Mop up blood or other less savory things. Let's see what the zombie worker has to say. If anything. exceptionally ghastly-looking female corpse missing its ears, nose, and lips. In order to sew her jaw closed, whoever prepared her had to draw the skin especially tight around her mouth. You can still see a line crooked, yellow teeth through the open slit that remains. Number 891 has been carved in the flesh of her brow. Yeah, we'll leave the corpse in peace. So, yeah, I will say this about this game. It's, not particularly, bright. But that's going to be for next time. When we come back, more Planescape Torment. Have a good one, folks.